What's the stupidest thing a teacher did? My 8-year-old daughter came home from the school carnival crying and wouldn't let me touch her arm.
What happened, sweetie?
She whispered.
I fell off the bouncy castle and my arm snapped, but Mrs. Jackson said I was faking it for attention.
My blood ran cold. Her wrist was already purple and swollen.
Did you tell her it really hurt?
I kept crying and asking to call you, but she made me go back to all the carnival games. She said dramatic kids don't get to ruin everyone else's fun. I called the school immediately. The secretary transferred me to Mrs. Jackson. Your daughter was being overly dramatic, she said dismissively. She participated in every activity just fine after her little tumble.
Did you actually look at her arm?
Listen, I've been teaching for 15 years. I know when kids are putting on a show. I hung up and drove straight to the ER. The triage nurse took one look at my daughter's wrist and rushed us to the back. Within minutes, we were getting x-rays. The doctor's face went white when he saw the films.
2 clean breaks. When did this happen?
Around noon at the school carnival. He checked his watch. It's 6 p.m. now. Who made the decision to wait this long? When I explained what happened, he started shaking his head. Forcing her to use this arm for 6 hours has significantly complicated the fracture. He immediately called in an orthopedic surgeon for consultation. The bones have shifted from continued use, the surgeon explained. We're looking at surgery now instead of a simple cast. My heart sank.
Surgery?
The teacher's decision to ignore this injury has turned a clean break into a complex fracture requiring surgical pins. They admitted my daughter overnight for surgery the next morning. While she slept, I sat in that hospital chair making phone calls. First to my lawyer, then to the school board. The surgeon's report was damning. Patient's injuries were exacerbated by forced physical activity following initial trauma, requiring surgical intervention that could have been avoided with immediate medical attention. Monday morning, I walked into the principal's office with an army of documents. The x-rays showed the before and after. The surgeon's report detailed every complication. The $12,000 hospital bill included surgery, overnight stay, and physical therapy. Since when, I asked, do teachers get to practice medicine? The principal tried to defend Mrs. Jackson. She was just trying to keep the carnival fun for everyone. I slammed the surgical report on his desk. Fun? My daughter needed pins surgically inserted into her wrist because your teacher ignored a medical emergency. His face changed when he saw the surgeon's letterhead. The school board is meeting tonight, I continued, and my lawyer says this is textbook negligence. He started backpedaling immediately. Now let's not get lawyers involved. I'm sure we can work something out. Mrs. Jackson told my crying 8-year-old that she was putting on a show while walking around with 2 broken bones. There's nothing to work out. I pulled out my phone and showed him the photos I'd taken when my daughter got home. Her wrist was visibly deformed, and bruising was already setting in. These were taken at 4 p.m., 4 hours after the injury. Any reasonable adult would have called an ambulance. The principal went quiet, studying the photos. The surgeon says without those 6 hours of forced use, this would have been a simple cast. Instead, my daughter has permanent pins in her wrist. I placed the final document on his desk. This is the school district's liability insurance information. My lawyer is filing the claim today. The principal picked up his phone and called Mrs. Jackson to his office immediately. When she arrived, I watched her face crumble as she saw the x-rays spread across the desk. These are the bones you decided weren't actually broken, I said. She tried to explain herself, but the principal cut her off. Pack your classroom. You're suspended pending investigation.